People always ask, when do you get in a trade? Well, let's use a real life example. I'm going to go through this over the course of the whole day. It is Thursday, 9:53, and AMC is currently dropping, but I'm not interested in buying it until it gets right down here. At its low so far, it was around 9:24. Currently, it's 9:43. All right, it's 9:56, and the stock is having a tiny little bit of a recovery. Why? My suspicion is people are guessing, I've timed the bottom. I imagine it'll sell off and reverse course pretty soon. Okay, it's 10:01. It hit around $10 a share and currently is dropping again. All right, it's 10:13. It's $10 even, and it looks like the volume is now beginning to slow, which could indicate a turnaround. 10:32. Trading sideways. Not a lot going on. Stock is 9.79, and the volume is dropping significantly. You know when people say like, hey, do some live trading, we want to watch. Well, it is 11:06 and AMC is still doing a whole lot of nothing. So at this point, I'm waiting for one of two things. The first thing I'm waiting for is it to hit oversold on the relative strength index, which it might not do. The second thing I'm waiting for it to do is cross over the top line on the Bollinger Bands, which is this guy. These three bands are the Bollinger Bands, the red, the blue, and the purple. If this can rally and break out and give me one of these kind of green arrows here, then we have a breakout, and then I would also consider buying. Until then, I'm just sitting here. $11.13, and it is one of those days. Well, it's 11:17 and it's still doing nothing. I should say, even if it does break out, if it breaks out on weak volume, then I'm still not going to be interested. All right, it's almost 11:40, and it's still doing nothing. Now, I know what you're thinking looking at this chart. Why don't we get in now, ahead of the breakout, and try to guess? No. See, the fact that the bands are consolidating right now is a good thing, but inexperienced traders are going to try to jump in ahead of what they presume to be a rally. But the indicators just aren't there. Look, there's super weak volume, and it's starting to sell off. Uh-oh. I don't trade based on guesses. I trade based on the technical analysis. So I'm still waiting. It's 11:50 and it looks like something finally is happening. Took a little longer than I expected, but it looks like it might be finally selling off. It's 12:09 and that sell-off never came. I'm gonna go do my laundry. Bye. All right, I know I said I was doing my laundry, but I lied. Something's happening with AMC. It's 12:16. And we've got ourselves a little bit of a breakout. But we've got really weak volume. What to do? The lack of volume makes me nervous, makes me feel like this thing could reverse at any moment. Now, if the volume picks up, then maybe we've got an entry point. Maybe. Okay, back from laundry, and we haven't missed much. All right, it is 12:31. And there's AMC. By the way, all these red lines that you see are something called Fibonacci sequence, and I will do videos on them later. Now, if you thought, ooh, a breakout, we're going to buy right here, you'd be buying at around 10:41. And even though the volume does pick up a little bit, it's starting to sell off. That's why I always say one indicator isn't enough. You need to have more. Well, stay tuned. All right, it is now 1 o'clock. And it's still doing nothing. At this point, I'm probably thinking I'm just going to give up on this thing today. I don't think it's going to get where I want it for me to make a trade. Let's take a look. Here we are. It is 1:01. It is 10:21 right now. It keeps teasing like it's going to do something, and then it keeps dropping. Up, down, up, down. I've said this before. Sometimes the best trade is no trade, and today it's looking like that's the case with AMC. Now you might be saying, hey man, I could have bought it when it was all the way down here at 9.24. That's almost a full dollar increase. Yeah, but you didn't know it was going to do that. You're just making a guess because all the technical analysis kind of said otherwise. And yeah, if you had rolled the dice and made a little gamble and bought at 9.24 and sold at around 10.40 and you bought 300 shares, you'd probably be up around $350. But I'd rather be wrong and miss out than be right because of dumb luck. All right, laundry is finally done, and I'm checking out AMC. It is 2:03, and AMC is dropping yet again. It is 9.68. So a couple quick things. First, I was just using AMC as an example to walk you through what a trade may or may not look like. On top of that, for those who are interested in making an investment, all the stuff in these last 6 videos don't really matter. If you're starting a long-term investment in the company, you don't necessarily care what it did today. If it gets to the bottom of the relative strength or whatever, sure, it can help you get like a better entry point in your position, but really the idea is that you buy and hold for the long term, so who really cares, 10 years later, you're not going to look back and go, yeah, but if I had waited just 5 more minutes. And you always want to pay attention to the overall news. What's the whole market doing? That can help you gauge whether or not you want to start a trade in a position in general. If you think more selling is coming, then you might not want to buy anything. It's 2:10 p.m. right now. All right, it only took all day, but something finally happened with AMC. It is 2:29, and would you look at this, it got into oversold territory. Hit oversold at around $8.70, and as you can see, it has recovered now. It is now moving up 916. Not only that, but we can also see the volume has upticked as well. So when do you buy? Well, you buy when it hits oversold, about 870. Now we wait and see what happens. So in this scenario, you've purchased at around $8.70. When do you sell? We said we purchased around 300 shares. And we look at the chart and we see that past resistance was around 1057, right around there. So we do a little math. 1057 is our target price. We purchased at around 870, which gives us $1.87 in gains. Puts us at around 561 bucks. You gotta say around because we don't know. It might not get there. It might get close. It might surpass it. And if it drops 4% below purchase price, we cut losses. Well, it's 3:35 and stuff is happening with AMC. By the way, this whole series was meant to illustrate a potential swing trade, not day trade. So it is 3:36 and AMC is dumping. It is dropping pretty hard. Now, what did we say? If it drops 4%, we would take a loss. Now, remember, in this scenario, we purchased around 300 shares at 870, which means a 4% loss would put us at around $8.36. Now, these red lines are called Fibonacci retracements. I said sequence in an earlier video. Oops. They work as potential support and resistance lines. The reason we want to take a 4% loss somewhere around here is because the next level of support is all the way down here at $7.64. So if we cut our losses up here like we planned at around 4%, we only lose about $100. But if we wait for it to get all the way down here, we lose 8.7% or around $300. So in this scenario, we've taken a small loss of $100 and we're happy for it because it could have been worse. It's 340 and it's under 8.